Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there. Welcome back.
Welcome back, guys. Do check out evolutionaryenergyarts.com and learn more about us and what we do. When we're not doing videos, we want to thank everybody for their support over at Patreon. Different membership tiers with different benefits, including, again, at the Archangel and Evolutionary Patreon level. You do get sessions with us each month as well. Again, Vedic astrology, biofield tuning, spiritual coaching. Maybe you want to contact your guides, guardian angels, or even past loved ones. It's all part of what we do.
Indeed.
And what do we have here? We have a little creepy guy going by a Ring camera. Now, is this real or is this another put on? Doorbell camera in Compton has recorded a disturbing figure that's been dubbed an alien by many. The Compton alien comes right underneath the sign saying, "Dear God." I want to take a minute to look at this. Is this a cheesy cardboard cutout and some kid underneath there scooting along? Or is this the real deal? Have aliens invaded Compton?
It's awfully fun, no matter how you look at it. It's cute.
It is fun. And, why not Compton? Why not? And here you go. Security camera showing a shadowy, alien-like figure trotting past her home, accompanied by mysterious banging and scratching sounds, reported by a neighbor. The brief video, which went viral on social media with millions of views, of course, prompted widespread speculation about whether the creature was an ET, a child in disguise, or something else entirely. Renowned Paranormal Ghost Adventures investigator Zach Baggins reviewed the clip and stated he could not determine it to be a hoax, adding credibility to the eerie sighting for some observers. While other cameras at the property failed to record the figure, the incident has fueled ongoing debates about possible otherworldly visitors. This was on local news, as you could see here. Zach Baggins, it's just like wild how, this like celebrity thing can all of a sudden make you like the guy to go to. And when you think about how much we rely on, information out there that's not just simply the MSN and CNN and Fox News. We rely on each other, really, and I think there is more trust among, say, YouTube channels, in particular smaller YouTube channels, than there is with the big mass media. But what do you guys make of this?
I don't know. It's something very, very interesting. It's very fun. I mean, I just keep behind it. I just keep getting this energy of fun, fun. So I don't know. Is that the little creatures thinking that's going to be fun? Or is that some child saying, oh, this is going to be good? And now they're even more enjoying the fact that they've made it on all kinds of different outlets.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, it is fun for sure. There's been a lot of things covered on Ring cameras. So, if you look at this particular silhouette, I mean, shoot, what were we watching? We were watching, something popped up and had Michael Tellinger. I forget. It came up in the feed yesterday, and it had Michael Tellinger, and it had this gentleman that's done wonderful investigations down in Peru. Actually leads tours. I think it's called Hidden Inca Tours. His name is escaping me, but I know his name very well because he's done so many videos on the elongated heads of Peru. And in reality, again, we actually have solid evidence. We have skulls that are not human. There's skulls that are not human because, again, it's a different place where the spinal cord inserts it, and it has a different number. The skulls have a different number of plates than human Homo sapiens have. So we do have hard physical evidence of non-humans. And some people might not realize that. I think, again, there's this, thought that everything is just, it's all BS, it's all Project Bluebeam. There's no such thing as ETs. To my mind, that's always been just unbelievable that people could think there's nothing but us in this universe. However, I don't know about this one. There's this one doesn't necessarily hit me as real, but it is interesting.
It is, I mean, it's fun, but the thing is, I don't know, he seems a little stiff to me, and then I don't know, and so there's questions there, and when there's questions there, I pay attention to those.
There is what looks to be a feeling of motion, a little bit of emotion like a body would have, but in some ways it does feel kind of too stiff, like, there might be multiple pieces, like they have 2 or 3 pieces that make up this, if it is kind of like a puppet type thing that they're carrying. There seems to be a couple areas that do move, but then other stuff that seems like it's too stiff and tight. I don't see like life force around it. I don't see an aura per se, but you can see aura around things that we would call inanimate objects, but there really is no inanimate objects, from the sense that everything is basically made up of these quarks. We have these small subatomic particles that assemble and come together to make an object, but they're still all moving at very, very fast speeds. Again, so everything in our reality is really kind of an illusion per se, to a degree. There's a little bit of motion, but I just don't feel intelligence or life force with this thing. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not real, because there certainly are, in the case of gray aliens, you have biological grays, and then you have a lot of grays that are a combination of biological and technical, and some are pure technology with perhaps no biology. So that again is something to consider.
It is. I mean, we have a lot going on right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is something. I think there's enough evidence out there. You don't need to fake any, but if the mainstream were trying to thwart something, why not do something like this and then turn around and say, aha, it was just a hoax? I mean, that would wipe it away for many people.
Well, this is exactly what I mean, too. So you'll have them push something that they know is a hoax. And, calling in Zach Baggins is one thing. And then there's another guy was contacted who I know is a professional debunker. I mean, this is a guy that's straight out of Illuminati School 101, how to professionally debunk. And he was also referred to in a different article that was talking about this. And so if they're calling in these type of people that have name recognition, then it almost makes me feel like they want to debunk it later. And then that's going to get an awful lot of people to say, yeah, it's all a bunch of BS. But, the reality is, I don't think that it was BS in Vegas. Remember? I mean, that was like, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, something like that. You had UAP sightings. And, I mean, this was big. This one was big because you had sightings up in the air and you had sightings on the ground. And yeah, absolutely, there was the feeling of truth when it came to the whole Vegas situation. It feels more true to me. And then the whole Pelacaras thing, the face peelers in Peru and Bolivia, and not just Peru, Brazil, they're also known of in Bolivia again as well. So multiple countries, areas that you have all these people in villages that at one point in time or another, they're terrorized by these beings that seem to have advanced technology, could hide in trees. They could use camouflage a lot like Predator, right? I don't think that was all a scam either. I think, there's a lot of truth in that one too. And by the way, cattle mutilations, why do they mutilate cattle? Why do they take the glands? Because they create the grays from that genetic material. That's what they're doing, is they're harvesting genetic material to utilize to create other beings in their labs.
You know, the truth is so very, very disruptive to the psyche.
And also there's other reasons too, but that is one of the main things. This was a big event in our lives. This is when we had our Zeke with us, and was like 4 years ago, or almost 5 years ago now. And we didn't even know we had all this on film. And it was wild, because there is this thing there, and you could see it right here. Now, they hate it. The system hates it when we show this, because you're actually seeing what we believe is a jinn, which are very, very real. Jinn are very, very real. In some ways, they're almost like an elemental being, negatively inclined. And we caught it on camera, and I didn't know that we had caught it. Yeah, and you could see it too from different angles. As it's moving, its form is shifting entirely. So, that's where this is something that's night and day from what we saw just being shown in Compton. And, unfortunately, too, all the goats and sheep that are in the video were killed by this thing.
Oh, it was awful. They actually came knocking on our door because when we had gone into the park with the camper, they knew that we had Zeke, and Zeke was a pit bull. And the police came knocking on our door, wanting to blame Zeke for the slaughter of 10 goats. 10! Oh my gosh. I mean, that would be a lot of blood. You would think for one dog, you would think that we would notice our dog being covered in blood, and there would be blood outside of the thing. And I mean, it would just be a mess. And it's like these police officers, they were in a trance. It was so weird. It's like their eyes were kind of dark. And I mean, it was the most creepiest experience I had ever had.
Yeah, that was a dark one. It was a dark one. And, Zeke was excuse me, guys, as they're attacking my throat chakra here. Zeke was a 60-pound dog. He couldn't do that. That was ridiculous. Plus, he was on a leash, and that leash was always in my hand. So it was just so weird how the reptilians did this as we were sitting, and I was just admiring. I love animals, so we were just admiring them, watching them, and really you could tell that they sensed something. The animals sensed something. And, what we have is this thing that ends up showing up. And, they end up dead. And this is Mississippi. This is in just south of Hattiesburg, Mississippi, as we were looking at properties in this area. And, it's just, it didn't work out in this particular area. There you could see it. You could see it. I mean, that's real. It climbed over a fence and came over to these things. So, yeah, this is something I could tell you from direct experience. That's real. You're witnessing something here that you're not going to see. It's not Hollywood. And unfortunately, it did claim its blood sacrifice. This is really the dark system that we are talking about. We have plenty of direct experience ourselves. As you can see this thing, there it is, and it comes out. And I didn't even know we were filming it. I was kind of semi-channeling, talking on camera. So I wasn't in this state of mind to be looking. I was just again doing a video and then just kind of channeling, and this thing, there it is. You're witnessing something that truly is paranormal, and it's just a very, very dark situation. This is part of our history, man. This goes all the way back to biblical times. This goes, all of humans' existence, we've been surrounded by beings of different dimensions that can see us, but we can't see them. Not always. Sometimes we can. And this was also, Zeke had led me here. There was something sparkling up on the hill, and this is really close to where we were living. This is in Nevada. On the other side of the mountains is Area 51 and Nellis, which I know they've renamed. And, there's a drone that comes by, and we didn't notice that until somebody caught it for us, and that was wonderful. You'll see move through so fast, this drone, and I've shown on other videos. It's classic disc. Classic disc. I got it at quarter speed. None of it's Did you see that? So none of it is paranormal. No, again, we're just talking about these are not gods. This is just technology. You're going to see it coming up through here. It's even on quarter speed. It's going to come. There it is. So you can see it's right here at this point in time. So again, this is Nevada. We've had so many experiences like that in our lives. It's almost like something happens all the time. When you look at it, our history is staring us right in the face. When you really think about the size of these amazing, whether they're churches now, they weren't always churches. And, why did they make doorways so big somebody 30 feet tall could get through? Certainly somebody 12 to 16 feet tall could, make it through no problem. And we got these statues staring at us. Oh, those are just saints. Yeah, no. These are, again, part of the dark control team that came in. But before them were the light control team. And they were nurturing us, and they were teaching us in reality how reality works, and the fact that we live in a multiverse. And they gave us the information that is in the Vedas, and again in the Eastern traditions. Like, there's so much knowledge there in Taoism, in Buddhism, and Hinduism as well, but also in the Western traditions. You got to go into the mystery schools. You got to go into the Gnostic texts. You have to go into Hermetic texts or the Kabbalah to find the real truth, because the mainstream narrative is just that. And obviously the mainstream religions have been used to control minds and to limit thoughts about what is possible. And when I see all these people looking up at these statues, I just wonder, are they going to be like that when they come back and they are walking amongst us like they used to in the times past? Because I do think we will have direct encounters in the not too distant future.
I know. It's it's all in our DNA, and some people carry more DNA memories than others. And if we go within, we can find this DNA memory, and we can remember who we are.
Yeah, that says it all. You got them up goggling at these giants, and again, very humanoid looking giants. Yes, history will repeat itself. And okay, I'm just going to X off of that one because it feels like there's interference. They hate these videos. They hate this worse than anything because it exposes too much.
It does.
As always, guys, much love. Thanks for your support. Couldn't do it without you guys. Source bless and namaste.
Namaste.